Hello everyone, AFC Finners here in Yate on the outskirts of Bristol. It feels like quite a bit, it's been about 2 weeks since I've done a round to ground. I'm having withdrawal symptoms. Tom spotted this game. We were worried it's going to get called off because of frozen pitch, but conditions seem all good. They're up against Tiverton from Exeter. How are you feeling today?
I'm alright.
Alright, we've just been to Marston's for a succulent meal. We'll go wander around, but yeah, it's nice to be here. Always like being around the Bristol area. It's just on the side of a dual carriageway, so nice and easy to find. Here a couple of hours early. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just following Tom. Here come Tiverton. And a long journey for them all the way from Devon. I guess you could say their tactic is to park the bus. So here we are, Yate Town FC, about 2 hours before kickoff. About to go inside, but before we do, let's find out a little bit about today's hosts, Yate Town.
Yate Town were founded in 1906 as Yate Rovers. They won the Gloucestershire FA Junior Cup in 1914, but for a period disbanded in the 1930s. They reformed as Yate YMCA in 1933, becoming a member of the Bristol and District League. They were promoted to Division 3 in 1948 and ended up in Division 1 in 1955. Their name changed to Yate Town in 1958. Shortly after, they had become founding members of the Gloucestershire County League. The 1960s would see Yate join the Bristol Premier combination. In 1983, Yate were admitted into the Hellenic League, gaining promotion to Premier Division in 1985, and the 80s continued to bring them joy as they moved to their current home of Lodge Road and also won consecutive Premier Division titles in 1988 and 1989, making it a double with the Gloucestershire Challenge Trophy in 89. This second title win saw them enter the Southern Division of the Southern League. They avoided relegation thanks to a league restructure, but finished bottom of the newly named Western Division in 2000, being relegated back to the Hellenic Premier League. Yates were promoted back to Southern League in 2005. The next year, they won the Gloucestershire Senior Cup and would spend the next 4 seasons in the Southern League before being relegated in 2009. They won the Senior Cup again in 2011, and in the 2012-2013 season, they reached the first round of the FA Cup for the first time, where they lost 3-0 to Tiverton Town. Victory in the playoff final over Cinderford in 2013 saw them promoted back to Premier Division South, and they won another Gloucestershire Senior Cup in 2022. After 7th place finish in the Southern League Premier Division South the same year, hopes are high as they look to continue climbing the pyramid. Overall, they've won 2 Hellenic Premier Division titles, 1 Bristol and District League, 4 Gloucestershire Senior Cups, 1 Gloucestershire Challenge Trophy, and 1 Gloucestershire Junior Cup. And a bit of trivia, Aston Villa and England defender Tyrone Mings started his career at Yate Town, playing for them in the 2011-2012 season. So those are our hosts, Yate Town. Let's have a look inside their home, Lodge Road.
Are they all fit to hold? So just doing our circuit of the pitch, it cost a tenner to get in. Not bad, people have been friendly so far. We're amongst the first here, but it's quite cool. It's very retro, old-fashioned. You know, this sort of feels a bit timeless, like the sort of view of everything, of all the stands. It feels like it could be from any decade in like relatively recent football memory. I like that it's surrounded by all these trees as well. It gives off very good aesthetic vibes. Reminds me a bit of Shortwood and Slimbridge. You know, because I don't like it at football match where you can sort of see the outside world, like just houses and stuff. But I like it when you've got that. It sort of just gives you that degree of separation because, you know, you're meant to be escaping the outside world. And by just having some division like that, it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, it should be an exciting afternoon. We're going to head into the club bar shortly, get a pin badge. So I've seen Yates Town once before, and interestingly, they have a signed shirt from that game. They played against Cheltenham in the FA Cup in 2012. Cheltenham won comfortably. It was a big day for Yate. They brought a big group of supporters. It was nice to see. Got some moments. It's a nice club bar. And we got the football on the telly. Here we are in the bar. I've been chatting to a few Tiverton fans and the Tiverton squad. I have Guinness. So all is good. So Spirit is currently Leicester 0, Walsall 0. Good job we can barely see the game. Let's hope it's not a 0-0 today on this pitch. Fascinating bit of merchandise here. They have an England shirt, trading shirt that belonged to Jeff Hurst, signed by the man himself. We have only 2 survivors from the starting line of the 66 World Cup final. What a treasure that is. There's been a recent trend on Twitter as in where the line should be on Guinness. I'm very much that the line should be there, not in the middle. There we are. $4.50 for a pin badge, bit more than normal, but still a nice one. There'll be the Tiverton squad, who we've just been chatting with. And here be the Gate squad. There we are, the fans turning up in their droves about half an hour before kick-off. Cool me, Jack, that. Midway through the first half, it is goalless. Yate have been the slightly better team, but nobody quite looks like scoring as it stands. But Tiverton is slowly starting to grow into a game. I feel like it's going to be a tight scoreline if we do get a goal. If it does finish 1-0, I'm not quite sure which team it will be 1-0 to at this point in time. As it stands, it is Yate 0, Tiverton 0.
Interior Stadium, the score is Yate Town 0, Tiverton Town 0. We'll have some half-time scores coming up as well as the details of the 50-50 draw. So please keep your tickets handy.
So it remains scoreless at half-time. It hasn't really changed too much. It's still very tight. I feel like it's going to be one mistake that will make or break this game, and still no sign of who that will be. But it could well be a 0-0 or the typical 1-0 away non-league curse that seems to happen in a lot of ground-to-ground episodes. Half-time 0-0, could it be a very different second half or will it remain tight? We'll have to see. Half-time, Yate 0, Tiverton 0. Halfway through the second half, pretty much nothing to declare. Yate have more of the possession, but no clear-cut chances seem to be coming. I think this has got 0-0 written all over it. Had to be proven wrong, but yeah, that's the headline. And no little else. Still 0-0. The dying seconds of added time. Can Yates win it?
There we are.
Oh dear.
They can't score from there, can they?
That's full time here at the Southwest Interior Stadium. Final score is Yate Town 0, Tiverton Town 0. Thank you once again to everyone for coming along today. Don't forget we're back here Wednesday evening, 7:45 p.m. against Hendon in a huge game. Please, all of your support would be appreciated there. Thank you.
So as you can tell, it has finished 0-0 as expected. I'm not really surprised at all. That chance from Yate at the end was definitely the last chance to do, and I didn't expect a goal from it anyway, but so I'll get the phone out. But yeah, not the best game, but best of luck to both teams at the end of the season. Yate probably was slightly better, but unfortunately it's a share of the spoils, as they say. Full time, Yate 0, Tiverton 0. I said that scoreline a lot today. And so the first non-league game of the season ultimately ends with no goals, unfortunately. But for £10, it's been a good experience. You know, nearly about 400 people turned up, and even the Tiverton fans we got to speak to, and even some of their squad. And they were absolutely lovely, so I think we'll have to add that to the list as well. But, you know, there were a lot of Bristol Rovers fans we saw here. It seems like this is a club who's a good alternative for teams that, for fans that support teams in a nearby area. And I like that. It's good that, like, there's alternatives to, like, clubs that teams can see every week. Other places people can come together, and at Yate are able to profit off people fancying something different. So best of luck to them, and, you know, it's a very good club bar, and it's, you know, quite easy to get to, accessible, and it's not far from Bristol either, so it's something you could do on a, whilst going on a day out there, a bit side trip. So yeah, been wanting to come to this club for a while, and I'm glad I've finally done it. Reasonably priced, good welcome, and a lot of friendly staff, a lot of committed fans. I'm very pleased I came here, and if I do come back, let's hope I can see a goal next time. So thank you all for watching. Good to be back doing non-league. There'll be plenty more to come. This has been Lodge Road, home of Yate Town. Thank you all for watching. I've been AFC Finners. See you next time and stick with us as we go ground to ground. AFC Finners out.